I'm not.
What happened while he did? What is he crying about now?
What is Telegram?
You're talking to me?
Nope.
Or Mama?
I don't know what's Telegram. Is it something about Instagram? Hi guys, sorry I've been so MIA. It's been rough. Like rough. I don't want to put that energy out there. I'll show you what I'm eating. Scrambled eggs, cucumbers, some mango, a protein coffee. Best coffee. Best. And this is my tripod. Best coffee. It's so pure. The best. And that's not like a sponsor or nothing. I'm just like, I've been drinking it for 5 years and it's the only one that works for me. Yeah, sure. Send me a message to my email. Hi, Steven. How are you? Thanks. Hi, Omega. How are you? Been working out like crazy. Hi, Gunsville. You're good? That's amazing. Hey, Daryl. How are you? Hi, Smeety. How are you? How's everybody doing? How was everybody Memorial Week? Hi, Laura. I'm chewing it. No way. I love sugar cane. Oh my god. I love them. You would never find them. And if you find them, they're not even that juicy. They're so like semi-dry. Thanks. They're not green. They're brown. It's crazy because my dad eyes were like that scary green, and from all of us sisters, which were four, only two has very light eyes. My sister, the one that you guys saw on YouTube, her eyes are like semi-green. They're like emerald green. And my other sister's eyes are like hazel, but like light hazel. They're so like crazy scary. I've been wearing green contacts since I was maybe 14. And to tell you the truth, no one knew that my eyes were fake. No one. Because they knew my dad and they knew that his eyes were like, you know, creepy green. I'm barefoot. Omega, how was your weekend? What did you do? I'll show them before I leave. Give me 1 second. Oh, that was weird. The light went off. Where? Can you guys hear me? I have to work out. I'm gonna go bike riding. You can hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? The audio is fine? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Oh, God. Hi, Adrian. How are you? I stopped eating carbs, and I'm like, I stopped eating carbs, and I started eating more protein and more veggies. I drink 2 protein shakes a day. I'm good, thank you. How was your Memorial Week? But you would think that you get no. I'm always hungry. I drink like I think like a gallon a day of water. It was good, thank you, Omega. How was yours? I didn't do anything. Just did burgers. To tell you the truth, I didn't even know. Like honestly, I didn't even know. Yesterday I went to sleep late. Um, but I didn't even know. That's why my eyes are like this. Um, Yesterday I went to sleep late, but I didn't even know it was Memorial. My husband had to tell me because I'm like, Memorial? When? Monday? So yeah, I I drink 2 protein shakes. Oh my god! So I got this tea. I don't know if anyone tried it. Let me know if anyone tried it. Um, it's called Butterfly PT. It's like so freaking good. People that drink tea, I'm obsessed with tea. I drink ginger tea all the time, lemon ginger. Oh, I like it. I didn't drink green tea, and I drink the strong green teas. And when I get the teas that they don't no good, I put like 3 bags. I really like tea. I like the flavor of it. I also drink matcha. I make my own matcha here. I brew my own coffee. So I bought this peach tea. When you put the water on top, it becomes like royal blue, right? But once it's like a magic potion. And once you squeeze some lemon or lime, something citrusy, it becomes like pink. Crazy. It's so good. Obviously, I'm obsessed with it. It's kind of pricey, but it's really good. It's good for collagen. It's good for like maintaining weight, and that's what I heard. I just buy the tea because I think it tastes good, right? Um, you could make it as a drink. Like let's say you could put ice, you could just brew it, let it, just leave it there, let it sit, and sip it, and then just take the water and then mix it with the lime, and it's so good. I'm like obsessed. Sometimes you just gotta drink a great tea. Usually I like to drink the tea either morning or I drink it at night. Sometimes I drink two because it's so good. Um, the only thing is that I used to buy teas that you could brew, that you could use the same bag twice, and it will be the same. This one is not. It's made of a flour, but it's so good. Mm. So this is egg whites with 2 eggs, peppers, tomato, cilantro. I forgot to put onions. I don't like my onions to be really soggy, or my peppers. But let me tell you, so good. So I did that, and I'm like obsessed with it. I bought it at Amazon. Be quiet. Like I got it at Amazon, and I didn't receive it. So I think my husband. Oh no no. We went to Whole Food and we bought it in Whole Food. So they have it in Whole Food. A little bit pricey, but whatever. Let's go with that. And also, I noticed that like I've been drinking this ice for 5 years, and I have to eat a lot. My body's like that. I work out 5 days a week, and I do cardio 4 days a week. If I don't do cardio, I think my waist will get like bigger, wider. But I don't really do like I don't run because if I run, I lose weight like this. I walk. I try to walk 4, 5, 6 miles, and I try to do bike like 10 miles. So it helps my legs. I always been this skinny, so it's so hard for me to gain weight. So right now, I'm not eating carbs like gluten. Not eating that. I'm just eating pure protein, pure veggies, fruits, and that's it. And protein shake. Tell me something. How can I gain muscle but not gain weight? And I do lift. Before I was lifting 150 with my legs, now I could lift 180. Hi, William. How are you? Thank you, Mia. I want someone to tell me, someone that really goes to the gym. Okay? I lose weight like this. If I work out, I'm toned. I'm toned as it is. Not as toned I'm supposed to be because before I was really toned. Before I left from New York, I was super toned. But I'm getting there, right? So what do I do to gain muscle, right? And not gain weight, meaning like in my waist, right? And that's I started doing cardio because I noticed that I was getting wider here. Like I was getting wider on my legs, but wider also on my stomach. So I started doing the cardio and it works for me. But do I have to put more protein to my body? I do take creatine, vitamin, multivitamin. I take a fish oil pill, omegas. I try to drink 2 proteins a day. Oh, shut up, dude. I'm fine, William. How are you? I check from where? Bangladesh. Oh, hi. How are you? Oh wait. Can you guys hear me now? Oh god, this is horrible. So hi Robert. Hi, how are you? You guys hear me now? Oh god, it's crazy. Yeah, so like I said, I worked out last night. I was like super like I was, my workouts are so strong and heavy. I live 180 pounds right now. Meaning not like I squat. I squat like, I think 90 pounds. I could squat that. But lifting with my legs is 80. Like hip thrusts and all that, I could do that. I just added one more, I think 15 pounds to my barbell, and my legs were shaky while I was laying down. It was crazy, and I felt the pain. And I had my protein, but usually my proteins are not that heavy. My proteins have some milk and water, and then I drink it. Especially if it's night protein. If it's like mid, like let's say from 12 to like maybe 3, I could have it heavy, and I have some fruits and bananas, and I don't put peanut butter. Peanut butter is too heavy for me. Maybe I have to do peanut butter. But other than that, I have a lot of protein. My food usually is all protein and veggies, and I try to eat a lot. My snacks are like a carrot with maybe yogurt on the side. Like I eat all the time. Why my toenails are not long? What are you talking about? You haven't even seen them. Mm. Where am I from? I always ask this. From like bored or from where am I right now? Sorry for my hair. It's kind of messed up. I just woke up. And for the people that think that this is fake, no, this is my real hair. I think working out, drinking my proteins, drinking my vitamins, it helped my hair get healthier. Like I said, I am diabetic and I have to drink a lot of medications. No, I can't. So I need something so I could gain the muscle, organically, but don't gain weight on my waist, obviously. It's so hard. I tell you, guys have it so easy. You guys work, my husband, okay? My husband never works out, but because he's been with me, now he works out. But if he starts working out the way I work out, he'll have abs at the end of the month. And not even, maybe like 3 weeks before the month end, right? I've been working out for 5 years and I only have that line barely showing. It's crazy. I'm like, I killed myself. Like, I don't say that. I like really work out like 5 days a week. If I don't do it 5 days a week, right? I feel horrific. I feel like crap. And if I, let's say, remember, I do 5 days a week and then I do 4 days of cardio and whatever, but it has to be my cardios are not that intense. I just walk at least maybe 6 miles. And then I bike like 10 miles. Sometimes I push myself more, but my legs are so like sore because I'm working them out. So, do I need to do less cardio and more days of weights? And I do lift. I do 30 pounds up here. I don't do that much weights because I have the other weights in my garage. Right now, my gym, I don't have my full gym here. My gym, half of it is in the garage, and half of it I have it here in my nook because I have a nook. Like my room is huge, and then it has a nook, and then there I have my working on stuff because I want to fix my gym, put insulation, make sure it's like perfect, but I don't have that. So, and where I used to have it is we made it into the game room, which I have like a pool table, a hockey table, and a tennis, and we have it there for the kids. That's not a big deal. I'm gonna get my gym perfect. And I also want to buy a leg press and I want to buy a Smith machine. So I'm gonna have my gym like perfect. So leg curls, I want to get that. I want to get like a really good gym. But do I do more gym time and then less cardio? Because for me, cardio works because it maintains my waist. Like, I guess it's smaller. My forehead. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Hmm. Carne asada. Whoever said about my forehead, listen, that's okay. I'm not gonna be hurt because you say that. Maybe you feel insecure about yourself, but I don't. But thank you for your compliment. So no puedo comer carne. ¿Qué tengo que comer? Lean meat. Peacemaker. Pollo. Solo pollo, pollo, pescado. Pero yo pensaba que carne era buena para, es proteína, ¿no? O sea, yo no como carne, mucha carne, pero maybe un día a la semana sí como entraña. Entraña con ensalada. Y como ground chicken, regular pollo. I don't like the breast. Eso es muy sípido. I do the thigh and I clean it, make sure no fat is there. Pero carne asada una vez a la semana is no good. No, and even if he's very rude, he's not gonna get anything. That's sorry. Thank you, Omega. You're the best. Yo pensaba que comer carne asada would be good because it's a protein. Is it because it's too fatty? Ah, got it. So nada carne. Okay, perfect. Got it. Okay, that's good. Well, I buy it for the kids. For myself, I'm not gonna eat it. This is so good. I don't eat dairy either. This is actually oat milk. It's so good. Before I was like obsessed with regular milk and oh, be quiet, dude. Oh, he wants to say hi. Say hi. Say hi. What do you want? Oh, say hi. Hi, everybody. He's my ride or die. I got it, Peacemaker. Thank you so much. So solamente pollo y pescado. What do you want? What do you want from my life? Stop begging. What do you want? Say hi. Say hi. He's upset. Do you want to go out? You can't go out. You just went out. Okay, I'm gonna have that in mind. To not comer carne. I'm gonna buy carne en la semana, but I'm not gonna eat myself because the kids love carne. Oh God, what do you want? You're so silly. Oh, as right now, oh my God, my legs hurt so bad because last night I worked out so late, and my legs were so shaky. Come, dude. Call me when you're ready, okay? Bye. You guys want to see my pool? By the way, I cleaned the pool. Oh, shit. I didn't bring my shoes. Let me show you my pool. My pool is from 3 feet to 10 feet. I have a jacuzzi, which I need a pump because my pool has a specific pump. You put the pump and then you specify where you want the heat to go. It could go to the jacuzzi, it could go to the pool, or it just could go both. So this is my pool. It's 3 feet, and there is 10 feet. When I fill it up, it's 10 feet. Um, when it's not filled, it's 9.5, but usually it's 10. It's so good. Yesterday it rained, so those little debris crap that's from the sky that's falling because of the trees and stuff. Then I have the cascade. That's my tree. Yesterday it rained. I'm trying to grow my grass right there. I have my barbecue area there, which I want to do it when my husband comes. But oh my god, it's so good. Amazing. It is so good. And then over there I have a big umbrella. And then back there I have more space and there was the pump stuff. Oh, so it's nice. Especially in the summer. It is amazing. Okay, call me when you're ready. So let me tell you what happened. So I wasn't out. Yeah, call me when you're ready. He's looking at me like you left me. Yesterday, not yesterday, but the day before. No, I think it was like a week ago. Oh, sorry. And um, some older man. I don't know if you guys have a New York. That is my Wrangler. It's a limited edition Oscar Mike. And my husband just bought the 2024 bikini color EV Wrangler. Okay, what is EV? Electric vehicle, right? So I think that's what it is. But I know it's an EV, but I don't know if it's electric vehicle. But that's what I see. That's what I think it is. So I went to Aldi's. I don't know what to wait what. I guess to food shop or something. Like I'm always buying food because, like I said, vegetables, all that stuff are the main things that we eat here. And gentleman just approached me and said he knocked on my door, which I'm always freaking out. This is good for women, guys. Be nice. Thank you. Caffeine is great for cardio, and it's easy to. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's amazing. I'm gonna take all your advices because my goal is to have like an amazing body at 40. I just turned 39, and I want to have. It's not like I'm doing it for just to turn 40. I'm just doing it for my whole entire life. Like I want to be healthier. When I was younger, I used to have an eating disorder. I used to be like anorexic. I wouldn't like really eat. I would just take days and days without eating, and then I used to binge eat. So I always had like bad relationship with food. Um, my mom used to blend my food, like blend all the veggies, and force me to eat. So I was like, I think older, and she would feed the food like by spoon. It's just crazy. And then when I used to have like those binge moments, I used to just have garbage, like crappy stuff. Instead of regular food, I used to have 24 pieces of bacon, and I used to have like chips and soda. And then I stopped drinking soda. I used to have chips, and everything I used to drink was water. I don't eat chocolate. I just don't eat it. Once in a while, I used to, but when I was younger, I didn't eat it. My father used to suffer from acne, and I saw my sisters, and I'm like, oh, I want to have pimples. but I don't have that. My body's my skin is not like that. But in my head, I was like, I was very subconscious, like, oh, I don't want anything to come out and stuff like that. And I stopped eating chocolate. I stopped eating a bunch of stuff. So I always had a very bad relationship. I learned how to eat when I was pregnant from my daughter because I would have cravings that I wouldn't even know exist. Um, I think it was like maybe 7 years ago. I also became a vegan. I did veganism for 3 years. I got very sick. I couldn't because, like I said, I'm diabetic. I have to eat. I wouldn't really eat the right things. I would just have shakes like juice. I used to have like I have a juice press. I actually drink juice in the morning. I have a carrot juice with a probiotic drink and then ginger. That's my morning routine. And I do juice presses. I have my own juicer. So I used to just drink that 32 ounces morning, 32 ounces in the afternoon, 32 ounces at night, and that will be what I ate. And then we used to go out to eat. I used to have like beans, and I used to have like carbs, and I used to have like veggies and fruits. That will be my food. But then I didn't know how to eat because I didn't eat mushrooms, I didn't eat tofu, I didn't eat none of that. So it got me worse because like I said, I'm diabetic and it got me really bad. So I used to be like they put me in a treatment and I was forced to go back to eating meat, but it was just like crazy. Gracias. Where have I been? I've been kind of depressed. I don't like to go live when I'm like really bummed out. I don't know. Sometimes you guys know that I have a teenager and he drains the shit out of me. He's 14 and he is in that stage that he wants to like crazy annoy me. And then people's like, oh my god, beat the shit out of him. I don't do that. I don't do that. The least I do is just hit him in the mouth when he's really, really, really rude and when he's near me. Otherwise hit him in the shoulder. But like my hands are very light, okay? If I smack my daughter, she'll laugh because my hands are light. When I was in school and I used to fight, my hands were not light, but it was a different story. It was like I used to black out and beat the shit out of whoever I need to beat the shit out, and I was very aggressive. But when it comes to my kid, I always have to control my anger because I'm like, you don't know when you're gonna hurt them, and you're an adult. And like I said, my kids are autism. They have autism. They have a bunch of stuff. So I rather not take that. I have to take that in consideration, even as it seems like they can't control it. So what I do, I just take their guidance. I use my phone and I block everything. And he'll like, oh, why this? And he keeps nagging me. So, but that really brings me down. Like, oh, you're a bad mother because you do this. You don't like me. It's like, oh, it's like mentally and physically draining. So when I feel like that, I don't want to be online or just sometimes I feel like I don't have anybody to count on my feelings because when I go through that motion, that stage, somebody is always like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. But nobody really knows what's going on in your brain. And then when you try to talk to someone, it's like either they're not there or they're like, you'll be fine. Don't be, don't do this, da, da, da. So I rather not express my feelings and just like eat it. I know it's bad. I know it's like you have to talk about how you feel, but for me, it's like so hard to express myself. Or even if I talk to my husband, which he's always listening and he's always looking out for me. But he's working, and when I want to talk to him, sometimes he's busy because he's working, which is okay. But then I feel like I'm so like alone. So it's just so hard to deal with it. And people say like, oh, he's gonna go. he's gonna grow out of it and blah blah blah. But it's still hurtful, and I get emotional just talking about it. So yeah. So and then I have this fear too. When I used to be younger, my father was an alcoholic, and every time Monday to Thursday, he was okay. But then Friday, Saturday, he used to drink. And I used to remember when my son gets like that, like rowdy, he's upstairs in his room and he's screaming. It really takes me back to that moment, and it freaks me out, like because he's screaming. I try not to scream, and I close my door. And sometimes he opens my door, he unlocks my door, he goes inside, and he's like, "Oh, why you not giving my phone?" Blah blah blah. It really like brings me into that place, like that dark hole that I was in. I lived this for since I can remember, since he 18 years. Um, he wasn't a physical drunk, which sometimes it did happen, but he wasn't a verbally abusive drunk, and he was sick. I guess he was sick, right? Let's call it like that. But I mean, for myself, I really, really suffer. If I go to a party and I smell somebody that it smells like alcohol, it really gives me that anxiety and that scaredness of that person. If I see somebody getting like kind of aggressive, it really like puts me in that place. And a lot of people don't talk about these things, but it really gets to me. And like I said, sometimes I would just want to tell somebody how I feel, but I don't think they understand because they didn't live my life. And I know a lot of people don't like to express their feelings, neither do I. So when I feel like that and I feel like overwhelmed, I just disappear. For me, the best thing to do is disappear. And then when my husband comes and then he leaves, it's like, and I talk about it and I feel like I'm gonna cry. Oh, there he is. I wouldn't wish anybody to live what I live. I'm telling you, if I write a book, it's gonna be a crazy, crazy story. Um, I'll tell you one story. One time, and I remember I was like 4 years old. Um, my father went out with my uncle, and my mom was like, "Oh, hide in the bathroom or something." And it was my sister and I. She was 5 and I was 4. Um, we actually fixed the bathroom sink because I think they were constructed or something. And my father ran inside. Okay, he ran inside the bathroom, and we were like, we didn't know. I was 4 years old. She was 5, and we saw my uncle. Okay, he's Colombian. We saw him coming in with a machete. Okay, like big, huge machete. I'm talking about I was 4 years old. I remember like nothing. And I remember my sister went like this, and I leaned on the sink, and it hit her in the head, and she opened her forehead, and she was bleeding. So we were inside there. My sister was bleeding. My mom was outside with my uncle trying to control him because of, he wanted to kill him, or I don't know what happened because, like I said, I was 4 years old, but I remember. And she came inside. I don't know. He was in the living room because we were like, "Mama, mama, whatever." And she came and I said, "Look, her forehead, she's bleeding." So I remember she brought a container of coffee, and we put the coffee in her forehead inside the bathroom while my uncle was outside. And she was like, "Oh, you gotta go, you gotta go. My daughter's, bleeding. You have to go, blah, blah." And it's crazy because it happened like within few hours of all this screaming and back and forth, and I'm gonna kill you, and I'm telling you, crazy. Um, and then the next day he came like nothing happened. Like it was crazy. Like nothing happened. Like he didn't come in to, hurt my father because I don't know what the hell was going on. And it was like mentally it was so draining of seeing this. And sometimes I knew that if it was a weekend and he wouldn't be here like around 4 p.m., I knew that he was drinking. So I would have prayed myself to sleep. And sometimes because my anxiety is so bad, I couldn't sleep. And I used to hear the screaming, the throwing of the plates, the cursing of my mom. It was just so crazy. And like I said, I lived it for 18 years. And I could remember it like it was yesterday. Yes, Latina. Mm, mhm. What makes you think I'm gonna answer you after you say things like that? Listen, nobody is forced to hear my stories, okay? No one is forced to hear my stories. You stay, you be nice. You don't. If you're staying, you're gonna get ignored. Sí, yo hablo español. Yeah, so it was really creepy, and it's crazy because some of my sisters maybe don't remember, or maybe your subconscious is so strong that it will hide whatever you don't want to get, you know, whatever you want to store that it was pain for you. I can't do that. I remember every detail, everything that happens, everything that I live. I just cannot forget. And it's good because when you forget, you go through that cycle, I guess. But I don't forget. I remember everything I lived. I remember everything I cried. I remember everything I was the fearful, you know? Because I said, no one really understands. Yes, I am. Do you speak English? Am I talking in English? Yeah, so a lot of people don't understand this, PTSD. I would have really laughed and be like, people has PTSD. How I have PTSD? But I have it really bad, really bad, and I try not to get it in my brain, but sometimes I just cannot help it, especially when I go through whatever my son is going through. Like I say, he's autistic and he he's a teenager and he's very strong. So in my head, honestly, I think about like, oh my gosh, should I beat the shit out of him? Because I used to do that in school. I used to be like, somebody used to mess with me, I used to beat them up. Sorry. I was that type of person. I used to fight with them or argue with them, whatever. Um, but when it comes to your kids, it's like I have to understand that he's going through a phase, right? And I sometimes given so much, I give my life for them, which you're supposed to do as a mother, but I forget that, like, you have to be okay for them to be okay. But I am the other way around. I give them anything they want. Oh, you want this? Fine. Mommy, can you maybe curse? Fine. Can you cook this with me, mom? Can my friend come over? Can we go? Everything. But I forget that, oh, I should go get my nails done. I should go get my toes done. I should go get my hair done. Um, but I don't. I stay home and I just cater to them. And I forget that it's okay to say no. And sometimes they think it's an obligation for me to say yes. Like my daughter's like, oh mom, my friend is gonna come over tomorrow, so make sure. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that. You should always speak to me and let me know what's going on before you decide something else. Um, but then I'm like, right, you're good. Okay, fine, whatever, let her come. And then my son's like, my friend is gonna come over and you make sure you pick him up or make sure, everything. And I'm like, ugh, in my head, I'm like, if somebody ever spoke to me like that anywhere outside, oh my God, they'll be knocked out. Okay. But when it comes to them, I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine, whatever. What causes my trauma? My childhood. I had an alcoholic parent and I used to see things that I wasn't supposed to see. I used to see aggression towards, one another, and I used to see, verbally abuse. Listen, sometimes you think the physical abuse is more than an a verbally abuse. I don't think so. I think that verbally abuse is more traumatic than physical abuse. Yes, you get hit, you feel it, and you move on, right? But when you verbally abuse somebody, tell them you're like shit, you're a whore, all these things, you really take that in consideration and you doubt yourself. You're a bad mother and all this shit, you think, right? That that is okay to treat somebody like that. But when you really think about it, it gets to your head. It gets to your brain. It like really like imprints there. So, you get hit, whatever, you move on. It only happens a couple of times. But when you get verbally abused, like, oh my God, like you're so fat, you're so old, and you get cheated on and you get treated like crap, and you're like, oh, you're, whatever, shut the hell up, you whore, blah, blah, all these things, right? It really, really like fucks up your entire world, I think, okay? ¿Qué haría de otra forma? O sea, no entiendo tu pregunta. ¿Cómo se dice? Elaborate. Elabora. Elabora tu pregunta. Me, I have not been diagnosed with a personal disorder. No. Mm-mm. I have ADHD and I have depression and anxiety. Yes, the mental is worth um worse. Um, it is, and like I said, I'm 39 years old, and it really freaks me out when I hear, all these things. When people say, "Oh, you'll be fine," but nobody knows why you live, only yourself, right? I'm trying to do a tripod, guys. I have my tripod in my room, but I don't want to go get it. I am married. I've been with my husband for married. We've been almost married. It's gonna be 5 years. And I got married in 2020, and we have 4 years. We're gonna be 5 years soon, and I've been with him for 20 years in total. And my husband is so nice. He's so kind. He is the best. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I know that. Oh, he's not a good guy. He's he's a great guy. He is my biggest supporter. Some people don't like me because I'm very like vocal, and they used to tell him like, "Oh my God, how are you with her? She is such, I'm gonna say it, she's such a bitch, she doesn't have filter, she doesn't have like she doesn't care. Anything comes out of her mouth." And it's true. I'm always being real. I'm not a fake person, and he's like, but with her, I know what's gonna come out of her mouth, and I know who she is, and I know she wouldn't, say things that she doesn't mean. So he knows me, and that's what he likes about me, that I'm very vocal, that I'm myself, that I don't give a shit what other people say. I was born in Venezuela. Yeah. So it is crazy. So I used to laugh it off before when I used to feel like that and just like, oh yes, opposite attract, 100%. He is not like me at all. He's very like antisocial. So all his friends technically are his family. He's very antisocial. He's like an old soul, and he is so different. Like he is so different. Like if you see me, I am the loud one. I'm the one like we don't really argue unless it's other people getting involved. So we don't really argue, honestly. But when we argue, I'm the loudest one. He doesn't have to say anything. His eyes will say it all. He has never, ever, okay, 20 years together, cursed at me at all. At all. At all. Yes. One time he screamed like, "Oh, shut up." But other than that, but never, ever, ever, curse me out at all. Crazy. Hi, Aether. Esther. I do have a bad temper. Oh my God, my temper is horrific. I have learned to control my temper as I've grown. I guess I have matured, but oh my God, my temper, it is crazy. I think I have learned to control my temper with my kids because I had to learn composure. But if you know me, you know I have a bad temper. If I go to my mom's house and they say something bad about me or bad about my kids, well, not me. I would snap back at you. Like I don't care how old you are, grown, old. I don't care. I would let you know. I would be respectful, but like, don't fuck with me. I would say that. But when it comes to my kids, I used to like really go on, but I will grab them and be like, "I gotta go," and I wouldn't speak to you for like a year. Okay? You had to call me and beg me to talk to you because when you say I'm a bad mom, I that's when I leave. I don't let anyone tell me that. And before it used to really get to me, and it's funny because when they know I'm upset, or when I don't pick up my phone. Like a week, I was so upset that I didn't want to pick up my phone. Not even on my husband. I just needed like to think for myself. And they called my husband, be like, "Oh my God, did we do something? Why is she upset? Why is she acting like that?" And he's like, "I haven't even spoken to her either. She doesn't want to answer me. But I know when she feels like this, I understand. So I don't really bother her. Yes, I call her, I text her, but other than that, I know when she doesn't want to talk. So if I let him know, oh, I don't want to talk right now. I just want to, breathe. I just want to be myself, blah, blah, blah. So he understands, but they think like, oh, I'm not going to talk to them because they know I'm very sensitive when it comes to whatever they say. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so sensitive. I don't want her to stop talking to me, but like that. So I do have a really bad temper, and nobody can control me ever. Not even my parents, nothing. Because when I was 18, I left my house and I didn't go back. I didn't have a choice, but I didn't go back. And I learned to be, I started working when I was 14. I started working when I was 14 because I didn't want to be home because my father will come drunk. And I used to be like working all the time. And I used to sleep over at my friend's house. and I wouldn't be able to do it. And then the next day that I came, they're like, oh, my sister would be like, oh my God, thank God you were not here, blah, blah, blah. I think I was the one that got most effective from that because I was always awake. I always had anxiety. It was always crazy. So, no. Intimidate, intimate? No, no. It's so different with she's snapness from. Hi, Michael. How are you? No. No, no, I'm not like that. I have learned just to shut down. That's what I do. I shut down and I don't talk. Hi, Sarah. Hi. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I love you too. I have learned that my control, my matureness now is to just shut down, which is very childish because you shouldn't shut down. You should express yourself. But I shut down and I just sleep. And I'll just be in my room and sleep and I won't wake up until I get the next day. One time I just slept all day. I didn't eat anything, nothing. I was sleeping. The only thing that annoyed me was my alert from my diabetes that it was sugar, but I just let it be and I just slept the whole day. And then the next day I woke up like, like I wanted to breathe. Um, to tell you the truth, I think a bear, because if you encounter a bear, you could just play dead and they will leave you alone. Okay, that's what I heard. I'm just saying this is from what I heard. Definitely a bear. I just rather not waste my time arguing with you, especially if you think you're right and you think that whatever I'm telling you is okay for you to do, or this always happens. When my family comes to my house, it's always that you're stupid. Oh, you're so dumb. Oh, they criticize the way I am. They criticize the way I dress. They criticize the way I cook. And it's always been an imperfection, right, in their eyes. But they jokingly do it. But it really, really gets to me. And I never say anything. But when it comes to you talk about my kid, I just grab them. And if you're in my house, I'm like, you have to go. And I have done it because I don't. And if let's say they come to my house, oh, I'm gonna cook because your cooking sucks. And even if I cook like, oh my God, you cook so great now, it really, really gets to my brain when they say things like that because it's like they throw you like you're like a mistake, I guess. So I don't tell them that. I just stay quiet and I say, and before they come to my house, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna cook and you're gonna shut the fuck up. So if they come to, oh my God, you cook so good. Since when? Forever. Forever. The thing is that I cook healthy, I cook organically, and they just sodium up their life. I don't. I don't use salt. I use organic seasonings. Most of my seasons don't even have salt because I know when people cook, I use vegetables as seasoning. You don't have to use salt. You just use celery because celery has its own salt. So I do like a whole mixture of greens and I make like a spread, but I save it in the refrigerator and I use it and it's so good. But when it comes to you coming to criticize and say, "Oh my God, you're so stupid," or "Oh my God, you're such a loser," and it really gets to your head, and you think about it like, and after they leave, you laugh because you don't know. You tell them no or whatever, but then when they leave, you like think about it like, are you a loser? Are you like lonely? Are you like useless? Things like that. Thanks. Uh huh. Yep, that's my problem. Criticism is big. Oh my god, I'm crying. So stupid. ¿En qué consideras que eres buena? Sorry, guys. So stupid. Um, Creo que soy buena mamá, buena amiga, buena hija. Which, a veces no siento que soy buena mamá o hija. That is so true. You know, sometimes your family asks you for a favor, right? But when you find out you're the last resort, it's okay, okay, you always felt like you're the leftover. And I always feel like that. Like if somebody needs anything, they ask each other, and then last person to ask is me. Because they know I would never say no. Really? No, wait. And I would always say yes. And I would never say no. And then the first time that I said no, I was the worst. Because I was a people pleaser, you know? I wanted to please everybody so nobody would be upset. But then I found out and I felt like they were using me. So I stopped saying yes. And I started telling them, like, oh, like I've been here in this house and you never have come to see me. And like, why would I have to tell you to come to visit me? Well, not me, but my family. Hmm. For the man store of the world. So this is why I work out so much. So I don't have to feel like this. And when you please everybody, you don't even want to do it. You just don't want them to feel, I guess, the way you feel. And let's say, okay, so I used to go on vacation a lot. My husband used to take us on vacation a lot. I wasn't working for a year, so we were always on vacation. Thank God my husband could do that, and we would go to the amazing places inside the United States, and then we used to go outside the United States. It was so amazing. Um, and they always just tell me like, "How was your trip?" My trip was amazing, but I would never say that. I would never say that because I felt like I was throwing in their faces my life, and I was telling them these things that they couldn't do. It was okay. I always didn't ever express my feelings. And my husband one time he asked me like, "Why do you do that?" I said, because I don't want people to think like I'm throwing it in their faces and being this person. But if they go on vacation and do things, they'll tell me and I'll be like so excited for them. But I would never show myself, oh my God, it was so good. It was so amazing. You know, I wish you were there, blah, blah, blah. I would never say that. I will always keep it like in my head. He's like, you always sound like you were not happy. I'm like, oh my God, I was happy, but I'm like, I just don't want them to think like I'm showing off. I don't want to be that person to show off. Like, my house is amazing. I love it. I have a playroom. I have my own gym. I have my own pool. I have my movie theater. I have everything I wanted, you know? And I would never want to throw that in their faces, you know? And I always had a good life because my husband always worked his ass off to, we always have everything we want. Um, and if I ever go out with him, we used to go out a lot, like in day nights, and they used to be like, "Oh, you're so lucky that you go out. You know, you have the ability to afford to go out." Like I always feel like I have to be like tippy toeing around them. They wouldn't find out that I went out, but my husband would post it on Instagram or whatever, and they would find out, "Oh, the US went out," blah, blah. And I always felt like I was always like trying to cover their pain, and I was trying to cover my happiness and things I used to do. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Because even if I have spoken to them before I left Texas. One time I was very upset because they're like, "Oh, you never come to see us and you never call us and we tried to call you, blah blah blah." But I told them like it's funny because I've been living in this house for 4 years and you never have come. I always go over there, take the kids, I'm always there. I'm the only one that does the step. So before they left, I said, I'm not gonna go there. You want to come? You could come here. You call me, I'll pick you up in the train, but I'm not gonna go over there. So they came one time and then no, they came more than one time. They understood that I was very tired of, oh, can you come pick me up so we could go see you, blah blah blah. Like I noticed that they go far places and they go to farther than my house and they have the ability to go. But because it's me, I was supposed to pick them up and I was supposed to drop them off when they wanted to. And I felt like I said I was being in between, and they're like, "Oh, but we want to see the kids. You don't let us see the kids. They have phones. You go come and see them. I'm not hiding it from you." So I did feel like they were like using me in a way, and I felt so like garbage because so and they still don't they understood a little bit, but then I went to New York and um December. We were there for the 24th and then we were there for the 31st. And I invited them to come to that was before I left. Um no, I invited them for Thanksgiving and they chose somebody else. That's fine. And then I invited them for Christmas and they chose somebody else. And then I invited them for the 31st, and I said, you know what? I'm leaving. I was leaving that year. I'm leaving, and I'm telling you to come, and you choose anybody else. Remember that I'm, your family. I come first before everybody else. Um, and I was very hurt. I was really, really hurt. And that's when I put an ultimatum. So things like this happens, or let's say if somebody comes to my house and I say something and they go, let's say one time one of my sisters came from, I'm not gonna say where, but she came from another place, and she came to my house. And I remember I was working at the post office, and when I got home, somebody was parked in my driveway. If you guys don't remember, I have a dual driveway in New York, and they have parked, I think, like this. They didn't go inside. No, they went inside the driveway. So then I got off the car and I said, who the fuck is parked in my driveway? And they're like, "Oh, come down. It's, we just parked there." I have a dual driveway. I could fit 6 cars in my driveway. You couldn't put the car all the way up. So I said, "You need to move your car because I need to park my car." I said, "You could move the car and then park behind, or you could just move it to the front." So then they got upset at what I said. She's like, "Oh, calm down." So then they said, you know, I invited the kids. I wasn't talking to my mom that day for a while, something she did, and I was very upset. Um, I invited your husband for Thanksgiving so he could spend with us, but because he's so control, he told me that he has to talk to you. I said, "No, you don't have to talk to me because I work. So whatever my husband decides to do with the kids, it's yours." Oh, okay. So then he said, "Oh, I'm going to think about it, whatever." And then they said, "Oh, let's go buy beer." I don't even drink beer, but they like to drink beer. And they asked my husband, he's like, "Do we have to ask, your wife for permission to buy beer? Or you could choose for yourself?" You're in my fucking house, okay? You're in my fucking house. You do not come here to disrespect anyone or anybody in my house. So I said, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you heifer?" And then she got pissed off and left. She went to my mom's house and she told my mom that I have kicked her out of the house. I think no. Yes, she left. She left and then she didn't come back. I think for 2 days. She left her dogs and she came to pick them up. So I was babysitting her dogs and I'm like, "Listen, she left her dog, whatever." And then she left, and she said, "I'm leaving, blah, blah." And she told my mom that I kicked her out, which I didn't. Um, Listen, if I go to your house and I respect you, I deserve the same respect. Just because you think like you the shit, I'm not gonna let anybody talk to my husband like that. Especially if my husband is a nice person and you don't mess with him because he could be nice, but he don't give a shit either. So, and then they call my husband, say, "Oh my God, she is so rude. She kicked her out, blah, blah, blah." And then he said, "No, that was not what happened. That was not, she's lying. Um, but you guys always believe what you want. But she didn't do anything. She came hot and she said this, and, but it was like they didn't give a shit of what I said or what he said. They still, like, oh, poor, poor. So there's shit like that that really irks the shit out of me. And then she victimized herself. And that's what they say. "Oh my God, she's so rude. She's like the black sheep of the family." They think I'm like that because I'm vocal. I'm not afraid of expressing my feelings. And I don't have to curse you out to express my feelings. I just say, "You know what? I'm leaving. I don't need this negativity. I'm going to take my kids and leave." People don't like that. People don't like to hear the truth. People don't like to hear that you feel a certain way because this happens. You don't want to think about it. That's your problem, but I feel it. Yep. They like to push buttons. But you know what? I don't give in. I just block myself. Have I spoken to, I don't know what happened that we haven't spoken to. Well, now we speak, but Sometimes I think like the success that I have or the family that I have, I always was moving away from what I was raised in the environment. Like, I don't want my kids to ever feel like it's okay for somebody to be screaming. I don't want my kids to accept that somebody's gonna treat them like a certain way. And I just want them to live a happy life. I want them to live what I didn't live. My husband doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. We don't drink, we don't smoke. Yes, we have a cocktail, but we don't get craziness. No, no, we don't do that. Um, we had arguments maybe once or twice, but it's because of other people. Right, hi! Yeah, may I don't know about jealousy. Um, I just, you know, I could never be like, yes, I'm so happy, I'm so blessed. Da, da, da. Could never say that because I don't want them to be like, oh my gosh, she's such a pushover. She wants to show off, you know? Like when she bought her house, I was so happy for her. I was like, let me see, it's so beautiful, blah, blah. When she came to my house, when I bought my house, because I had one, two, four houses. Um, she's like, it's okay. It's nice, Like you feel like anything. But when she bought her house, I was like, oh my god, your house is amazing. I love it. I want to go see it. Because I always want to show them that I'm supportive. I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know if she just doesn't like the fact because she was my husband's friend, like friend. They were friends, and I wasn't talking to him. I didn't like him, but that was her friend, and I used to hate him. He didn't like me either, and from hate, love is like quick. Um, and even her family, even my husband's family, like I thought that she was gonna end up with her, but they were just friends from school. So and he is crazy that he ended up with me if he didn't like me and I didn't like him. It was like it's meant to be. When you have a soulmate, I believe he is my soulmate. And it's crazy, but the story is just so crazy. Heifer. I know. She got really pissed off. And she left because I called her. She was such a heifer. Like, who the fuck you think you are, you heifer? That's what I said to her. And it was bad of me to say that. I think the kids were sleeping. Yeah, no, they were in their rooms when I said that because I used to not curse when they were younger. I tried to cover them. Yes, they went to school and the kids cursed, but in my house I didn't curse. I started cursing when my son was 13. Yeah, my son has Tourette's, so he curses. Um, he can avoid it, so I do. But even if I curse, they cannot curse. Yeah, I know, Patrick. How are you? I know, right? How are you? How was your Memorial Week? I feel better. Soberish life. No, I do not like really. I have a bar, guys. I have a full bar, okay, and I have a winery in my room. Um, I'm not. I don't wake up at 5 in the morning and have like, oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, or I don't wake up because, like I said, my father was an alcoholic, so I always put in my mind like I don't want to be that person, and I don't want my kids around that person. And my husband knows the same thing. We only when we go out, we have one cocktail, and when we come home, we have like two cocktails, and not even cocktails. Now we drink wine because when I was younger, I used to take shots. Okay, and then when I was like my 20s, I started drinking cocktails. And now that I'm in my 30s, Okay, almost 40, I drink wine. So it's like I drink wine with my foods, or I just drink wine when we're watching a movie, or when we do, how do you say, charcuterie board, whatever that crap is, the shit with the cheese and the crackers. But I don't get fully drunk. I don't want to accept. I just drink just, casually. When my husband's not here, I don't drink at all. I don't know why. I don't have nobody to drink. So we have like, and I have wines in my winery, and I have liquor in my bar. So it's not like I don't drink. Like I do have like a cocktail, and I have like a michelada, which is my favorite, but one. And the micheladas are like humongous. Like I have like not at all about 24-ounce mug that is frozen in my refrigerator, on my freezer. Oh, nice. I was home. El vino, oh, me fascina el vino. And I like it semi-dry, like Pinot Grigio, Merlot. Ah, thank you. Yeah. So it's like, when we're in their houses, it's like, just like, do you want a beer? I'm like, no, don't want a beer. And it's like 2 hours. I'm on vacation, and I don't judge anybody, and then I just stay quiet. But in my head is like, we live this alcoholic life with this man, and all you want to do is drink. And I always think like, is it in is it in our genes? But it's not, because I'm not like that. And I'm nobody to judge, but I'm just saying it's crazy. And like I said, I don't judge anybody. Anybody could come to my house and drink, but when it comes to like limits, I would let you get a limit. Um, but you would never see me drunk in a party. If I ever, I have gotten drunk 2 times in my life, 2 times. When I kissed my husband for the first time, I remember like exactly I was fucked up, but I was 19, I think, or 20, I don't remember, but I know that was one time. I kissed him after I threw up the whole entire liquor. I didn't, back in the days, I didn't eat, so it was just pure liquor in my stomach. And then one time, I got drunk with wine in my house. I slept in the bathroom because I was like, no, I can't move. But this is what, when the kids were sleeping and nobody knew that we were drinking, and it was in our house. But other than that, no, I don't get drunk. Or if I go to, you invite me to a party, I drink one cocktail, and I make sure I have food, because you don't want to look like a fool, in front of your kids, in front of everybody, for yourself. Yes, some nice glasses. Yes, thanks. I swear. I swear, I got drunk with wine. I don't know why. Oh, I didn't eat. I didn't eat. Before, when I was younger, I wouldn't eat at all. I went to a party, okay, with them. I was younger. I went to a club, Metro, I remember, and I used to smoke cigarettes back then, which is horrible. But I used to smoke, and I was 18, I remember, and we went to a club, and I was so messed up, but I didn't know that because the lights were like, going flashing, and I was drinking, and I mixed wine with a Cosmopolitan, that was my favorite, and my husband used to drink Long Island iced tea. That shit is so strong, but I didn't feel it because I was already buzzed out. Okay, and then talking about, that was when I went to their house and I threw up there. That was my first time I got drunk. And as soon as they turned on the light, oh my God, I saw myself going like this. And I couldn't get up. So they had to grab me. My husband grabbed me with his cousin at the side, and I walked out. Okay? Right in front of the club, I threw up. His cousin left and he stayed, and I was throwing up. And it was only liquor because I didn't eat. Remember, I was anorexic. I wouldn't eat a lot. Um, and then we went to his house and I threw up there. They have videos of me in the toilet throwing up. Then he picked me up, he took me to his room, and I threw up. And I was so embarrassed, right, that I kissed him. And then I slept. And then his mom came, was like, that was the first time I got drunk. I was 19, I think. I was 19. But before, I didn't get drunk at all. Oh, yeah, I didn't get drunk, but when I was 17, no, 18, no, 17, because my father died when I was 17. I I was drinking in my friend's house. We were drinking beer. We're like, oh, cool. I don't know how her mom didn't know we were locked inside her room. And I heard my mom, and I looked out the window. I'm like, my dad's not here. What's going on? I remember it was 4/11/2002. Um, no, 2003, because my sister was 2002. Um, and we heard her talking so loud, and we're like, oh shit, my mom is coming. I'm looking outside, and my mom was coming. And I had drank like maybe one beer, and those beers were like the big ones. And I went into the bathroom, and I remember I had like some booty shorts and some top, some tank top, and then I had like long socks. I always used to be like in socks or bare. And then when I came out, that's when they told me that my dad died. So I didn't get drunk, but I was buzzed that time. And I was young. I was I think 17. Don't drink underage. It's not good. Yes, but I always wanted to have a life of no drinking, no alcoholic, no screaming, no verbally abuse, all those. I always wanted to have that life. And I used to say that, like, to my mom, I'm not gonna marry somebody that was like him. And she was like, don't say that, because if you say that, it's gonna happen to you. I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not gonna happen to me. And I work very hard. No bueno. No bueno. It's okay. That was like 22 years ago. He died. But other than that, I have not. I'm very afraid of feeling that way, and I'm very afraid of becoming that person. And I always try my best to be a better person. Hi, Matthew. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you. I'm about to go, Matthew. You always come when I'm about to go. Yeah, but I feel good, guys. Thank you for letting me express my feelings. I usually never express my feelings, but I think it's good. It's If you think about it, it is so good talking to, I know that you guys from here, not physically, but I know most of you guys. But it's so good when somebody that you have no connection to understands you. Um, it's just crazy that that happens. If you talk to one of your family members, they just brush it off like, "Hey, whatever. It's just, whatever. It's a phase of this bullshit." But it's really not. They just don't listen to you. Or they'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I don't want to hear it. I just want to stress myself out." I'm like, but I'm trying to express my feelings. But then it's okay for you to be, And no one likes when people actually tell them the truth to their faces. I don't have to be verbally aggressive. I just got to tell you things, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be stressed out. But they don't think about that I'm stressed out, that I'm having anxiety, you know? Because I never, how are you? I'm fine. I don't want to, other people have other problems, so I'd rather not express myself. Oh, thank you. Oh, oh, I'm so sorry, Rye. And how old were you? I know. Thank you, guys. I know a lot of people don't have the ability to express their feelings, but like I said, I don't really do it. I do it rarely. But when I do it, I feel so much better. It's okay. Always stay light. Always stay safe. Um, I'm so sorry, right? I know what that could be. Why would he force you to do that? Was he younger? Oh, things like that really irks the crap out of me. Hmm. And how old was your uncle? My father died in a horrible way. He's like he always said he wouldn't like to die either drowning or burned. Technically he died drowning. The guy stabbed him 7 times, and the seventh he punctured his lungs and he drowned on his own blood. Where was your family at this moment, right? Do you mind if I ask? Yeah, so he died in his worst fear. That was his fear. And he actually made a phone call to his best friend and he couldn't talk. I didn't hear it because they didn't let us hear it, and my mom heard it. Did my sister hear it? I don't know if she did. But I didn't hear it. They didn't let me hear it. When I found out he died, I went on shock. And I don't remember from the moment that I went on shock, they told me that I sat on the floor and I started rocking until the funeral hit, that I was walking down the aisle and I saw, and when I touched him, that's when I realized that he died. I know. Right. Where was your parents when this was happening? It's okay. That was 20, almost 22 years. And I don't think my mom ever found out that I was drinking that day. When I heard that, I like everything went away. Whatever I had, whatever little buzz that I had, it was just, mm, okay, you know. And that those things affect you as well. It affect me, as an adult. I always have to watch myself not get too angry, because when I get too angry, I get very emotional. So I rather like ooze at myself and just like lock myself in my heart and not express it. Because when you express it, it's true, right? But when you don't, you just try to control it. Sometimes I think if I express my feelings, would I hurt somebody? Like I wouldn't care what I felt, but I would care what other people feel. So it's crazy. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm so sorry that I haven't been on live for a long time, but you guys know what are my feelings um now. I just needed to express my feelings. Oh, thank you guys. I know. Thank you so much. I do. I don't want to express negativity towards anybody, especially when I'm feeling a certain type of way. So I'd rather like stay out for a little bit. Okay, that's great. As soon as I get it, I'll answer you. Okay, I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Ooh, that's my salad tosser. Um, love you guys. Be kind to one another. You know, for the people that come in to be mean, we don't care about mean. Okay? We don't even care about blocking you. It's not worth it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being so kind. Be kind to one another. A full body show? What do you mean full body show? What does that mean? Um oh shit, my doorbell is getting low. I gotta charge it. Guys, let me know if you guys use Isopure. I swear it's not promotion. I am obsessed with it, okay? See you soon, guys. I love you. Bye. What day is today? What day is today? Thursday? Mm. Oh my God, I feel nauseous. All right, guys. Bye. I have to go. I have to go work out. Nothing. Bye. So I know someone else has the name right here. Just let you know. I know who are you, so I don't need to explain this to explain myself. No, I don't know. I don't drink. I don't smoke. No, absolutely not. You know what I do? I work out. Instead of working out an hour and 45 minutes, I do 2 hours, 30 minutes. Depends how I'm feeling. No, I don't drink. I don't smoke. Okay? So don't put words in my mouth. I don't need to do that. And if I really feel like really, really crappy, I just sleep. I sleep and I don't really do anything. I go to sleep and I'll be like the whole day in my bed. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I don't do none of that. I try to do more for me. I try to forget about others and do more for me. Like if I feel really, really depressed, I'll just sleep. I need to sleep. I like that. I think I get more energy, more mind reset. So I sleep. Yes, I always tell my husband, oh my God, at this moment I should have been like all the bad things, but I don't do it because I hurt my body. So I rather do good things for my body. You know, I wash my hair. I try to do mask on my face. I try to swim, or I will sleep all day and really not eat because I will sleep all day, and then the next day I wake up like a reset. You know. All right, and guys, bye. Thank you for listening. I love you guys so much. Make sure you. I don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I will see how I feel. Love you guys so much. Be kind to one another. Be careful. Don't hate. Okay. It's so crazy. Life is so crazy. Bye. Right. Send me the message. Bye.